Welcome to another episode of SCL News. I'm your host, SCL Matt, and today is Monday, January 25th. This week, unlike the past couple of weeks, we actually have some exciting news to talk about. We have pictures of the Wave 4 vehicles. So, is Wave 4 coming sooner than we think? It's very possible. But Wave 4 vehicles seem to include a Soda Skimmer single pack, a Tomb Buggy single pack, the Sunrunner single pack, which is a little bit of a surprise, as well as a Hot Streak single pack, which we were expecting if you've been following along for a while now. So then I know a lot of you are going to ask right away, does this mean that if we're getting a Hot Streak single pack, are we going to get a Spitfire single pack as well? And I've been saying this since way back in, I think this is this past summer, when we got the GameStop packaging images from a GameStop poster that showed the Hot Streak and Stealth Elf single packs. I think we will also be getting a Spitfire single pack, but we just haven't seen a picture of it yet. In addition then, now that we're getting a Sunrunner single pack, will we be getting an Astroblast single pack? I think it only makes sense. I don't have any pictures or proof of this right now, but it would be very odd, I think, to release a single pack of the vehicle without releasing a single pack of the driver. That's all the information we have right now, but I'm sure we'll have more on that very soon. So Wave 4 usually drops in March, early March, but because we're starting to see pictures already and figure out what's in Wave 4, and because the game actually launched about 2 weeks earlier than any other game we've seen, a lot of these dates are being pushed up a couple of weeks. So it's possible we might see Wave 4 even in late February. We don't have any exact dates on that yet, but that's what I'd be looking for right now, is probably a late February into early March release. We also got another look at Spring Ahead Dive Bomber. This is the Easter vehicle variant this year. Because Easter falls in late March this year, I would expect an early March release, kind of like the Christmas variant figures that we get in early December for Christmas at the end of December. So just a couple weeks before the holiday that starts to hit stores, and we should see that, I'm thinking, in early March. So it'll kind of line up with the Wave 4 release if that comes out around the same time. But keep in mind that the variants always ship separately from the waves. So they could be completely separate releases. I mean, they could be weeks apart. They don't have to come at the same time. It just looks like they might line up around the same time this year. So then we're also still expecting Egg-Sighted Thrillipede for Easter. That should show up around the same time as Spring Ahead Dive Bomber. We just haven't had any news about that recently. This is the same way we haven't had any news about the Wave 4 Superchargers. I believe we will still be getting a case of Wave 4 Superchargers. In every wave so far, there has been one case of Superchargers and one case of vehicles. We just haven't seen what's going to be in that case yet. So then looking ahead a little bit to Wave 5, since we always get 5 waves. We still have some unreleased figures, as many of you will note that as far as vehicles go, Buzzwing as well as the Gold Rusher, which we now know is in the Land Action Pack, have not been mentioned here. So they're looking more and more like Wave 5. That usually lands in May, but once again, like I was saying, these things are getting pushed up a couple of weeks. So especially if we see a Wave 4 release in late February, I would expect Wave 5 release in late April. Finally then, I know a lot of you have been asking me, so what happened to the Wave 3 combo and triple packs? Well, the short answer is they're already out in Australia. They will be coming to most of Europe eventually. They are already listed on some European Amazon sites that I've seen. I forget the exact release date on those. I think it was somewhere in February, maybe even late January. But those are coming to Europe eventually. I do not expect them to release in the US. I didn't mention this earlier because they've been changing up a lot of things this year. I thought maybe they'd be changing this too, but this is something that has happened every year in the past. The US and everybody worldwide gets the combo and triple packs from the first wave or two, but then in waves 3, 4, and 5, the combo packs tend to only end up in, well, for me, what would be foreign countries. My theory behind it is I think they're probably cheaper to ship and still get all the product out. So I think you all understand shipping to Australia is very expensive. And so I think it's cheaper for them to ship the combo packs down there and not ship nearly as many single packs. That's just my theory. I don't have any proof to back that up, but that for whatever reason they have Australia and most of Europe tend to get these combo packs in the late waves when they don't show up in the US. They just don't. If you need that packaging for whatever reason, if you're one of those collectors who collects one of every package type, you're probably going to have to import these if you haven't already. But I honestly do not expect to see those combo packs released in the US. We're probably just going to have to wait for the single packs, which should be coming out, looks like, in wave 4, and maybe here sooner than we think. So that's all the news I have for this week. For all the latest Skylanders news, tips, tricks, and walkthroughs, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you next week.